Hello everybody, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are currently in 2.4 of post A Realm Reborn content. And I'm really excited to get through to Heaven's Ward, really. And perfect. All right, we're good to go. Traitor in the midst. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's currently Christmas Day. Hope everyone had or is having a great holiday. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding, but it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the Grand Companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such a time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. Hey Leon, Merry Christmas! As Ascians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to, or as for the Ascians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding a means which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you know already. Let us speak then of the current matters, in particular, the state of the Braves, or the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when the help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of importance to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again were you to offer. I would be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. Where is he? Alphino! What is it, Stab? And do be concise, I'm rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are as such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there's already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions. But I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I've entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Aelbert. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Stab. I think I saw him over here, yeah. I never underestimate the questionable choices of people. The Dark Knight one? The one you were saying was in the full set? They just went because it looked cool.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you?
Oh, voices.
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the grand companies.
Oh.
Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purpose by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-man army like you.
Alright, Raban has a traitor, huh? Does Raban always stand here?
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
He is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears.
Oh, he's so happy.
But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Bah, spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to him, I'm little more than a glorified butcher.
That's right.
But you, Wilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway.
Oh, do go on.
I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Our hunt for the ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice it to say, we must tread warily. But one misstep may cost us well our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Levayor. Wow. Oh, this Lalafel's still standing here. We are returned from Alok, Commander. And not a moment too soon, something has happened. Trouble? You will recall that the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. Gods damn it. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity. We have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch the rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Garleans with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Ilbert has the right of it. I trust you are willing, but of course you are. Now, Eliane of the Fourth lies in wait in the tangle near the entrance to the Castrum Sentry. Seek her out and she will apprise you of the situation. Okay. I like how he asks if I'm willing and then doesn't really let me answer. Aw, cute emotes. One of those hearts. Wait. Aw. You would aid us in the rescue mission? We're in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Guardians fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away to the castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Guardians must be interrogating Resh or worse. With her hurts, I fear that she will not long survive the situation. We must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as mithril. None of us will stand by while our comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it's too late. Alright, rescue mission, let's go! It's much easier to infiltrate when we can fly, huh? Resh. Where am I? Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, War of Light. Now, to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Garleans will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak once again we are safe outside these walls. Alright, time for a diversion. Confetti hearts. One more. If you can hear me, do you mind opening the door for Nola? She wants to go out. I think she hears you walk by and she just wants your attention or something. I've awaited your return so anxiously, my friend. And you have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe, and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left is to open the missions, to report the mission's success to Cande Leveilleur. I shall go ahead to the Rising Stones. Ah, it does me well to see that you have that you thus returned. Though I doubt not your prowess, entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture. I must confess I have been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Lest you wonder the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans, thanks to their expert ministrations. The danger is past. You have my gratitude, Stab. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may take yet time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Stab, I realize that you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Corthus. I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look to be so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you're ready. Ooh. Who could it be? Oh! We have been blessed with a rare opportunity to have an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve His Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Emmerich wishes to meet the man behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request or permission to accompany me to Corthus. Mayhap you feel this be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to nobler use? If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. I like how Alphino is literally just using me as a tool. Like, he's just saying, you're gonna come do this. He's literally like pimped me out to Sir Emmerich at this point. A meeting with the Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it's a wonderful idea. We have received no report of the aetherical disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alphino believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Antecedent. I take it Stab has explained the situation. He has, yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. A notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abalathia's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver Tear Skies. What? So they literally betrayed us, huh? Since which time their borders have remained closed to the outsiders. They have rejected every one of our former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, instead turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas, even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Cartano, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. Oops, sorry. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. One sec, guys. As I've explained over and over again, that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why not? Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I would hope so, rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past. This time we shall meet with the man of genuine influence. Of course, I'm not so naive as to think that they come to us out of goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiation table, and so will I. along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorsteps once more. Indeed, and you may be assured that it will expound upon its point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Stab. Our old friend Lord Orshafont is expecting us. Since your quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. Emeric's stuck. He needs your help. Alright, I need a drink real quick. I will be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. We gotta go to Camp Dragonhead. I think this is a pretty long patch. Ah, Stab. Ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch a cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. Ah, good Master Alphino, an honor as always. Likewise, Lord Orshafont, forgive us yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense, any debts incurred have been long since repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fortemps may even seek the aid of your newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. The recent resurgence of heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Sir Amaric arrived in Dragonhead earlier, and I'm told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest a while by the warmth of a hearth, but if you are willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word for the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. We have been expecting you, sir. Pray take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Emeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emeric. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination.
Oh.
Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Alphino.
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not. For I require something in exchange.
I love his attitude.
Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
Oh.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Alright, give me 1 sec, guys. I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that, guys. Had to answer the door. Let's see.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this? The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked.
Again?
It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury? All our precautions were for naught?
At this point, they're just sending supplies to the heretics, not the Domans. Just when we were starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I would think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Orshafont and find out what he's learned. Aren't we literally just talking to him? My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you'll be so kind as to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In every instant, every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, they were all gone. 'Twould be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route, knowledge of which only a select few are privy, I presume. A traitor! Quite. We can pursue the avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly, as Lord Orshafont said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Stab. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? An excellent idea. Inform my men of the intent upon your arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. Oh, they even turned it over. Come on. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for... Lord Orshafont bid you speak with us. Then you must be... Beg your pardon, Scion. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon, for good measure, even. It's the first thing I noticed. Whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easier to just steal it. Though a damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own, hidden away off, but I pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis naught but speculation. Might be as the squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual, that is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. Okay, well, at least we have survivors. Uh-oh. Looks like my internet connection may be out. Well, wait, no, obviously not. My stream is fine. You've come back to ask about the attack, haven't you? We came upon them before the entrance to the Hall of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims, he marked them as, lost and ill-equipped for a journey further north. Our leader called them out, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing like the wind of melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought, some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward as if to kiss his cheek, and then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. Didn't know what happened until I saw the snow turned red. Oh no. And then there was red everywhere. I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to the head, and by the time I came to, the others were dead and the heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't, I mean, they'd have killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Oh, alright guys, I'll be right back. I gotta fix my connection or something, so I will be right back, guys. Alright, I am back, guys. I think this is all fixed. If we get disconnected, then we'll have to call it a day, but it seems to be working now. It looks like PlayStation Store just may be having some issues. Do. Ah, you've returned. What news have you for us? It seems the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion, Master Alphino? The Enchiridion? What? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Who lay down with dragons, wink wink. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know the Ishgardian scriptures so well, particularly when it comes to patron saints of heretics. Wait, are you saying she is their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. Lord Orshafont, what was the cargo carrying? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Oh man, you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva, as a beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure the crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Orshafont, would you agree that discretion is of paramount concern? Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphino. The Scions of Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. Stop assuming what I want, Alphino. You don't know me. The persistent attacks on our caravans seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. Hey, welcome back, Leon. I didn't actually disconnect, I just hid my screen while I looked into the issue. It looks like the PlayStation Store is having some issues, but it seems to have resolved itself. After apprising Minfilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Stab, pray join me in Whiterun Front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of the House of Durandare have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillamont should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there then? Good. You know, at least I make him walk and I just fly. I could clearly just let him on my bird. But that's how I subtly get back at Alphino for bossing me around, is I make him walk everywhere. Yet somehow he still manages to arrive before me. I think Alphino is a witch. The Scions of Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We're all ears, Lord Drilmont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak. The self-same frozen wall, which was we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the difference of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I've heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to Whiterun Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Amaric. And so it begins, my friend, though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet There may yet be subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drilmont has one in mind? He glitches through the floor. Alphino? Yeah. He does that Elden Ring glitch where they're like constantly blocking with the shield and it just zips them across the map into the nearest wall. Yes, yes. Excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. You know, actually, this knocked gear. Oh, I must have traded in. If I remember right, it kind of looks cool. A little bulky. Only the native place. Okay. It seems as though we were always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond our reach. Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we're not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillaume. Oh god, he was the evil guy, right? We have not. The mystery of how the heretics remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whiteburn Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. This man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause. He would have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Jean Tremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with the heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Oh, sneaky. You're bringing presents for me? Aww. The suspected heretic leaves through the southwest gate. The suspected heretic follows the road east. Okay. Is that him? Santa Bun is on his way. Aw, is that Jermaine? Suspected heretic heads south. Thought he would be going towards Snowcloak. Yes. Aw. Hey, where in the seven hells are you? I'm freezing my bullocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to the... Bloody echo, lower your voice or they'll hear us in Whiteburn Front. Yes, of course. The Temple Knights are mumble in Snowcloak. This is what you bring to me? We already knew that, mumble. Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels, mumble. Dead before you know what's happening. Nevertheless, mumble, if you waste my time again, is that clear? I didn't do a very good listening job. mean, mumble doesn't really give me much information. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? I heard lots of mumbles. I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard their words more clearly. Yet, the few scratches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to their plan, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. Send me, sir. I'm willing and bloodthirsty. Mumble, mumble. Mumble, mumble. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given that you overheard, what you overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder's Down are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Durandare Knights are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemy's numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Halone is kind, we shall catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Stab. The lives of our allies are at stake. It's Santa! Oh, so many. Oh! You give me a poop? I'm proud pet owners. Wait, these are gifts, right? You don't need me to trade these to someone else? I'm not using... You give these to me to use, right? You're not wanting me to transfer them to someone else? Okay, they're for me, okay. Just wanted to make sure. So many petsus. You had a retainer full of extra minions? I bet you did. I think I want to use... Oh, Chloe's cute. I want to use... Why can't I find it? Oh, here it is. The Mithra. I wonder, look, this implies that Final Fantasy XI was a prequel to Final Fantasy XIV, because it says a stack of dusty tomes and a healthy imagination served as inspiration for this automaton designed to depict the Mithra, supposed ancestor of the Makote. If the Mithra, which were in Final Fantasy XI, are the ancestors of Makote, then that would imply that they share the same universe, right? She wiggles her arms? What do you mean she wiggles her arms? Let me see. She's wearing a scorpion harness. That was my favorite piece of armor in Final Fantasy XI. It had I think it had like evasion plus, it had accuracy on it and had evasion plus on it. It was so good. It was like, no one would accept you as a ninja if you didn't have this. Oh, she does the panic emote. Cute. Oh god, I'm too late. Got him. Should be getting to Snowcloak soon. My voice is still so bad. Yeah. You want to join me in Snowcloak if that's the case? I think they redid that dungeon as well, right? I'm excited to see it. My knight sent no word of your coming, Stab. What has happened? What is that in your hand? By the Fury, those were veterans with years of service. Now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No. We have not the men to spare, not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. Their heretics you dispatched were not of significant number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I'll wager they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you found managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. Traitor was stationed there long before he aroused her suspicions. Would that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest, and they could use the tunnels with impunity to prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandare must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. We can see no way to safeguard the lives of our allies. That's not good. But oddly, I don't know why, but you like it at this point. What, my voice? Yeah, it's kind of endearing. Time is of the essence, Dad. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment must avail them not if they are cut down ere their swords be drawn. But all is not lost yet. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Aymeric everything we have discovered. Fly, birdie. Stab, this is welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden... You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. As Commander Levior been informed, the Braves must be made aware. It must be here. I am certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? 'Tis but a pity this discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think of how many are watching us at this very moment. Confound it. This is all wrong. Isart has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is. Uh-oh. Come here, girl. Come here, girl, what? That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Did they call Alphino a girl? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Levior. $633K-ish guild to go. Nice. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances to some half a dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. That's not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly, the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha! Just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. A moment, Alphino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we enter the tunnel? After all, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more than a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Ahem, a change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Aymeric and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever the tunnel leads. If you find Isart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest that you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papalimil will sulk. No cloak? Nope, not yet. The entrance of the tunnel, sir, is just over there. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would have never noticed it. Per Sir Aymeric orders, we'll stand guard outside. Please be aware that Ever should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Yes, no cloak. Oh, you ready? I remember when this was your favorite dungeon. Is this still your favorite dungeon? No? What's your favorite dungeon? Orumvale? Let me think about it. Okay. Oh gosh, this guy, his nips must be able to cut glass. So they've changed some stuff here, huh? Oh, I see they don't have the annoying little plant bulbs. Oh, I didn't realize I could pull more. I thought it was a dead end. There's still a bear here? Guess not. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's see if this boss has changed at all. But, okay, so you think Snowcloak and Ivy are in the top 10? Oh. A stack of 4 will result in deep freeze? How do we avoid 4 stacks? Oops. Oh, I guess it's gonna die first, so. So happy to have you here. I don't think I would, without you, I don't think I would be able to do a pull like that. So they redid this boss, right? There's no more snowballs. I think I saw another streamer do it and I was like, where are the snowballs? Where there lies? Oh. Wait. Wait, maybe I'm wrong. There are snowballs. Oh, they explode? Interesting. I think I like the new version more. He was a little obnoxious before. Especially when people didn't know the mechanics. Then they kept killing the ads instead of freezing them. Oh. Just realized this Yeti has 3 rows of teeth. You're gonna have to reset your own stuff after this? Okay. A crocodile. Hey, big boy. Ooh. Wrong rotation. A pretty quick dungeon. Benrir! Yeah. So far, he seems to be about the same. I feel like they made it more obvious which ones were gonna break. Ugh, yawn. Nice. Good job, good job. Thank you all, as always, for the heals. Oh, everyone left.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of
Lady
light.
Iceheart. You got a calm. Oh, I'm so happy
Yes,
for you.
I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Oh yeah, she has the echo, right? I think so. Oh boo-hoo, crispy frozen lady's having a winch. Yeah. He's a little grumpy. Oh! I just let her get away. Also, why do they dress their Aetheryte in leather? That's kind of kinky. That took longer than expected. What news, Stab? Well, Iceheart is a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit too for it. 12 be praised, Stab. We may turn this situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Orianche have been busy perusing the archives of House Fortoms, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dravenhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. Well, yeah, I mean, you're not really dressed for it, Alphino. But then again, neither is Minfilia, so... Unless, I don't know, maybe she's bringing a coat. Antecedent, you've come to us straight from the archives of House Fortoms. I trust your time there proved fruitful. And, oh look, she did dress warmer. Would that it had. Orianche and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She laid down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, a blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortoms. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Feud without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to the endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Amric might take issue with her methods. It's true. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that a tunnel is safe, the men are not to search for it. Yes, Lord Commander. Wait, I know how it was done. You know, Alfitra in the little kid form. What if Reisvelger in a human form gets saucy with Iheart start with? Oh, true, but dragons are asexual and don't have sex, so I don't think they literally, I think it's just rumor. I don't think they literally lied together. Sorry to disappoint you, Leon. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I expected, Sir Amaric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Halone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe the faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required to all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight in the front line, less so a leader of men. We're all at the liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era. The scriptures tell us only so much. How could I? Also, you might not be getting back on. Why? What's going on? Not letting you restore them? Well, I told you the store is down right now, so it wouldn't be able to restore the licenses without checking with the store, and I think the store is down right now. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trade at the negotiation table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Isert's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mogomog II, the myth made manifest in response to a fervent supplications of the Mogul's Guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Menphilia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the Aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetheryte somewhere not far from the west. Is it going to kick you off? Did it kick you off? Because even though it said that it would kick me off, I didn't do anything and I've been fine. Despite the apparent proximity of this second Aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the mean to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlian may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Menphilia looks into our Aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Porthos is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them with the leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good. I knew you would understand. Yu Hase can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowclake in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. Alright, Yu Hase. I will talk to you in just a moment. I'll be right back, guys. I just need to get a drink real quick. Oh, sorry. I'm back, guys. There you are, Stab. Commander Levier instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the Third hail from Ul'dah, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand, nary a moment ago I received word from the heretics that the heretics we seek have been spotted for Danifin Pass. My braves are already in pursuit and should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I did not earn my coin. I see. Let's just do a little bit of a... There we go. Yeah, that's enough of that. Was that too much? Sorry. I feel like I just walked up to them and put a pillow over their instrument. You're laughing so hard. Thal's balls, my ankle's on fire. Caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted it as I fell. The others run ahead through the Danifin Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Because you would have done the same? Yeah. Tracks lead southeast. You can understand playing music in the city, but why in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, and what was weird is I turned around and they like had an audience of one that was just like sitting down, like listening to the concert of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Cyan, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast and Yu Hase? I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up too, so we did too. Okay. What is this? Why are you guys splitting up? How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in his gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Ooh, what is it? Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place. So we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Alright. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes along the gates. Well, stay with him then, if you think you'll fare better. Now, there's no need for that. Now, there are places like this in my home ad, sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Oh, it's Yugiri. Yet your lands ever thirst for blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled at the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, Stab. I presume your work with the Third brought you hither? What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of the investigation into the Ivy. A beggar's belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphinaud is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you allow it, I will accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, Sab, let us wait inside for Captain Ilberd to return and deliver his report. Captain Ilberd seems confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's intention, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Tendrils of intrigue. Captain Elbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, were proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. If you recall, the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ, from him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame station in Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from the House Fortomps. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other, and with little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least, but what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In the desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You want to say the agent among Raban's innermost circle? Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act of being laid beforehand. To slip into position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Ul'dah was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces to lend themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adders. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Ul'dah's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment for which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Raban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. After all, he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost. There remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier then than now, The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between 2 conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the Monotaras ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nael van Darnas's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Raban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder that they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Ahem. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I'd want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Amarek before informing him of the success of identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Stab, as the realm's stoutest champion. 'Tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Do I get paid for all this work I do? Like me, you're doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Menphilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such a time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafika's altar. We shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Alright, to Gridania then. Thanks for coming, Stab. When you're ready, speak with the Conjurer yonder. She will show us the Lotus Stand. There they are. Our Alliance leader awaits you at the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now?
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Oh.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Was it that look at the end?
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of resurgence of Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understanding they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lamincians, for instance. Though Admiral Merweb outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as having as a haven for swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Gridanians are marked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldan scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society, Treledi Adeleji, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that many people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict in Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare to thereby curb the appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musings, let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Stab. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilberd near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Korthus, you shall be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success apprehending the Ivy. Okay, let's catch this person. Wait, Ilberd, where are you? There you are. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Oh, there it is. Look at this. Look how bulky this is. Listen well, the spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Elaine Royale? Rabon's second in command. There she is. Prior to joining the Immortal Flame, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with the polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Rabon chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The Monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the Monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Ral was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the Monetarists? But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royale's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Rabon attended the Council of the Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of the Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless. On some pretense, she is up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames records for evidence of Riley's guilt. But if we catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates and the airship landing and the docks, every point of egress. We cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely on your eyes, Scion? Yes. You have my thanks. Let us go, then, and take care not to alert our quarry. We got her, boys. Think. Assuming Ilberd is right. Barley's headed for the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. I'm surprised how busy it is for Christmas. I know a lot of people have the holiday off, but I didn't think so many would be playing. So, Raleigh has entered the Caroline Canopy. Meeting someone perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Euphemy is her name. I shall remain here in case Raleigh appears. Okay. So, down below. Got it. Stab addict, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? Ahem. A social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Did she slip out? Maybe she took that door? Nowhere to be seen, you say, and you are sure she did not board an airship? Did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The Roost, how could I forget? The Roost. Pretty good, sir. Might I interest you in some Muntoi tonic? Cup a day keeps a man with great vigor. You'd take my meaning, heh heh. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait, that necklace. You're a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but the eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Thank the 12 for the Domas. Were it not for their unique talents, Raleigh would have disappeared without a trace. Hey there. So what are you up to, Leon? Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Raleigh's example and take the ferry from the West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you in Sweet Boom Pier. Oh, do I have to go to the pier? I can't just teleport? Retainers, then you don't know? Oh. This way, my friends. The Chukiri. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorne hut. If Raleigh is truly the one we seek, then we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garlean Ironworks have provided us with devices which interrupt these communications. We have installed them around the city-states. In doing so, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Raleigh would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet, as a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elezen are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobis have been thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make way for Hawthorne's Hut and catch Raleigh in the act. You're afraid to get into an important activity because it's telling me to verify again. Yeah, I would just leave it. I don't think you'll get kicked out. You'll be fine. I mean, I'm fine. It's been hours, so. My people report that our quarry has departed for Bramble Patch. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friend. Yeah, but then it's just going to be our word against hers. Should have brought Raban or someone. Someone from the Immortal Flames. Or even from, like, Gridania's Grand Company. Just beyond, Royale is in conversation with an individual clad in a manner of an adventurer. An Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. You have 20 pots of pure white and 14 pots of pure black to sell. Ooh. Ooh, save those for after the patch. I bet they'll skyrocket in price. A Flame Marshal in Ra, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You are followed, you bloody fool. Damnation. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle, but if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelf's Wood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with a passing stranger. You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. $52 pastel pinks at 100k each. Ooh. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. Yeah, but that guy she was meeting with is gonna cave so hard. Even a warrior of Raleigh's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her situation is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Adal will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present, if I may. If I may ask, what will you do now, Stab? So, the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum? Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. Speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Until next time, my friend. That's That's what, 5 mil alone? I mean, yeah, I mean, if you can sell 52 of them without bringing the price down, yeah. Like most things, only sell one at a time. Yeah. You'll definitely sell them faster if you sell them one at a time. Welcome back, Stab. I understand the Alpha Note had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Ugh. I have to think back. Charges of treason and espionage against Elaine Raleigh. I can scarcely believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I'm pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Finally! As you recall, Iceheart used an aetheryte in the depths of the Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from the House Fortom's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint, but if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Aethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the aetheryte to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second aetheryte upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution, which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Charlia. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap you could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. You cannot summon patron saint? Yeah. Alright, where is she? You are a force of chaos. You're too powerful. Yeah, I know, right? No one can summon you. And if they would, they'd wish they hadn't, I bet. Except me. Yeah, I'm with her. Stretch.
Minfilia.
Yeah, it is at my own risk. Minfilia, am I right? Yeah.
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar and an authority on aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. All right, let's go.
It's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed. Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Ooh.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits. And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Aww.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
Oh, this is cute.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Oh my.
Go on.
Thancred.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it, then? Your missing aetherite?
We have not.
Sounds
No.
like Oriange was thirsty. Yeah, huh?
We know that Iceheart teleported to an aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the aetheryte.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
What, she teleported to an unattuned beacon?
And dangerous.
I want to be able to do
Every
that.
person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the aetherite. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
And they're rolling the dice with me, it sounds like. I've already informed Alphino of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moonbreeda described. He agreed that, despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect we will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Stab, and that I have faith you will return to us, as you always have. I mean, that kind of seemed like, hey, if you die, I appreciate what you've done. Do. Are we getting close? I think we're getting close to the Shiva trial. Good to see you, Stab. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilberd sent his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elian Rallian Hulda as we speak, but I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, ahem. The others are waiting for us at the 8th rite. After you, Scion. Alright. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come over. If you want to help fight. There, it's ready. Ah, it worked, I think. Try tuning to the 8th right now. Feel the current and try to locate the beacon. We have done all we can, Stab. For now, let us withdraw. Oh, I thought we were gonna fight. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. We're leaving? Why would we not go right now? We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing that little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbraid's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Ah, before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Amaric. Sir Amaric regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read you this letter. Ahem. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Stab-Addak, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Oh wow. That's like somewhat of a love letter, I think. Let's see, going to my friends list. Do I have any friends on? I don't. I have no friends on. Excuse me. Let me get a drink real quick before I do this, guys. I will be right back in 3, 2, 1. All right, I am back, and we got our friend here, Jermaine, as always. And we're ready for queue. If you want to queue up, or if you want to pass me lead. Yeah. You want to pass me lead? Oh, never mind. I see that we're registered. Do, do, do. Here we go. We're fighting Saint. Show her who the true Saint is. Hype. Yep, that's right. The hype. It's been leading up to this. I haven't seen this cutscene in a very long time. They sell this outfit, the Ice Heart outfit, on the store now, right?
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Uh-oh. Oh, we got this. Oh, okay. They want to do it. Oh no, sorry. I tried to get away from you. Jermaine, no. That tank better watch where she's turning Shiva. See anyone do a cool pose? Oh god, Jermaine. I like your style. Hey, this fight is very season appropriate. Two comms. I didn't even do anything. I was off tank. She's so sad. Maybe it's just Era.
Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of Light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the Keeper of the Lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift.
Your other characters always get comms? Huh. You're bringing me something you need to send to Arok. Speaking of, okay.
Feel. Think.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Mr. Sideburns over here. By the 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Dravanians are skilled with glamours after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? Fair enough, I was only asking. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. Ah, but before that, you had best pay a visit to Wiper Front and speak with Alphinote. He's probably worried sick about you. That or he's busy playing politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see that you're hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you soon. Yeah, I think she experimented on me just a little bit. Ah, there he is, and none for the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for all of us when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory. You would be so kind. Then we are too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life. An outcome worthy of celebration, and one which we have stabbed to thank. Yes, you are right, of course, Sir Emmerich. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is a matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it take days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillmont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see it safely to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House of Four Temps caravan? Less the crystals, which comprise a bulk of the shipment, yes, scarcely a fraction of what was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. Oh, and on an unrelated note, Stab, might I trouble you to accompany me to Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? It is not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. I took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I'm told. Aww. Men give vent to their anxieties in a myriad of ways. Please do not think less of him. Tiny car to give you. Okay, is it a minion? Alright, trade me. Poor Orshafan was worried about me. Where am I going to be? Probably Rising Stones is probably where you'll want to meet me in Mordona. What were you thinking, Stab, wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have a sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging the abomination of mortal combat. By the fury, Stab, 'tis a stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But here you are now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emmerich wished to have words with you and Master Alphino in private. He awaits us at the intercessory. Intercessory? Alright, let's do it. Orshafan, you better bring hot cocoa. Greetings, sir. I shall show you in at once. Thank you.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men.
You're outside of where I am? Okay.
Not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Natalan.
ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
Oh.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am. Now, why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
Wasn't that obvious?
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you.
You're popping off. What do you mean you're popping off?
On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service.
I'll understand in a moment. Okay.
Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
What is it?
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
Would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes the primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to the very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then, if it became known that it was not only beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we would well find ourselves facing the combined might of all of Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Stab. It is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona. Oh, there you are. You're popping off. I like your new mount. Oh, I have this for you. I also like your outfit, by the way. Oh, am I ready? Okay, I'm ready. Show me. What am I seeing? Is there supposed to be effects? Oh, I can't see it. Hold on, hold on. Okay, now do it. Whoa! Do it again. That's so extreme. I need to get them out. To the Rising Stones. You're popping off indeed, my friend.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once.
Keeper of the Lake soon. Yeah, probably next patch is my guess.
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louis Soir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogulmog XII was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as, damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Oh, there's still... Oh man, this patch is so long. I made to scour the annals of knowledge on Midgard-Zoma. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Did you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? Hey guys, keep it down. Watch the Scions just break out in a drunken bar fight. Stabbed. 'Tis well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Raleigh escaped. Happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Raleigh quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in hand. She makes for Castra Meridianum, I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon Raleigh's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt. Aight. My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Raleigh walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. We did not mishear. We have Raban's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made an attempt to detain her, and so here we are. Royale must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum. Alright. Didn't we destroy that castrum? Look at all these pipes. Oh wow, I can actually be here? That's so strange. Can I jump down? I can't, right? Interesting. Oh, battle! This wretch was with Raleigh. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink an eye when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own, the goddamn harpy. With me, Scion, we must have her. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. You'll be doing stuff till I need you again? Okay. Oh, here we go. Guys, she won't die. If you could just refocus, please, on this guy. That's a cool spell. What is that? Finally. Bind her and do it tight. Yes, sir. Good work, men. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Do it tight. That's us? Yeah. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People look up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. Huh. What would you know of low? You spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it's your God's given right to rule over others. You know not for our plight, the injustice that we lowborn Asgardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you the only person ever to have suffered. In case you've forgotten, Raban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth, and 'tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it's that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. Not so much as a hint of remorse. It's well that this sword business is finally at an end. My friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. Or a friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies far more wisely than Raban has chose him.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
I hate him so much. Captain Elbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstance of her miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Vaughn. And that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. But I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I'm aware that the antecedent held Riley in high regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends. Ooh. I think this is the longest patch so far.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino.
Then why did he send me?
To think that Flame Marshal Ryu was the Garlean agent.
Ryu? What?
I know not what to say.
I don't know what to say about that
Together
pronunciation.
with Rabon, Eileen lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Asians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
Another PowerPoint?
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Asian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Asian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Asian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Hebrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Hebrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Asians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auracite? One to trap the Asian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
It would seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auracite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Oh, ho, ho.
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Charlian motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident of the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Plus, Kryl's a cutie.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald.
It's pronounced Huayu? What?
But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army. now known as Emperor Varus Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
7 hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
Where has Alizé been this whole time?
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
A little unhinged. Unleash Ultima. Oh, she has plushies.
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace. I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Uldar whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Uldar's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Uldar.
The true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Uldar to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Uldar.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Uldar will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people.
Yeah, until the merchants spend their money to put people in power that they can manipulate.
Rauban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name.
Her plan is a little
Beyond
naive.
this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Hey! Finally! Why is this red? Good intentions. Oh, we gotta do Bowl of the Embers hard, Naval hard, and Howling Eye hard before we can move forward. Alright, but we're gonna do that in the next episode, guys. I've been going for a while. I need a little bit of a break. Thank you guys for joining. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.